Right. Everything here seems good. So, anybody have any questions? Hmm? Give me 1 second. Here. Now, yeah. Chris, come here. What's good, man? All right, no problem. Remember, you get half the points back. Sean? Yeah. I dropped the lowest one, and if you bring it to tutoring, I give you half of the points back on any test. Yeah. Actually, all of them, like if you want. Yeah. 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 Missing Jaden and Abigail. I don't know where y'all at. So yeah, tutoring's open this week if y'all want to go. I mean weekend, I'm sorry, what to say. 12 to 6, Friday, Saturday online, right? Next week, the whole week is open, right? Monday through Thursday, and then that's it for tutoring. Yeah. So, any questions? Go ahead. The homework, the review sheet. All right, that's cool. We can do that. 8x. Mhm. Like that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Y to the third power? Like three, like this? Gotcha. So like this? Okay. All right. It's not bad at all, right? So the way that you do this, right? You want to simplify the inside first and then work on the outside, right? So that being said, right? If I'm simplifying the inside, I'm gonna keep the 8 right here. Now, what happens when I divide exponents? What do I do? Like what do I do with the powers? You subtract, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have x here, and it's always top minus bottom, right? Top minus bottom. So the top power is 1/4 minus the bottom power, which is negative 1/2, right? And then you do the same thing with the y, right? Again, top minus bottom, right? Top minus bottom. So what's the top power? That's the -3/4 minus, right? The whole 3, I'm just going to put that over 1, right? And all of that will be raised to the 2/3 power. All right? After you get this far, just do the math on it. I'm crazy. Just do the math. So this is going to become what? 8x, and then negative is positive. So what's that? Like 1/4 plus 1/2? But you know, in order for me to add these together, I got to have the same denominator, right? So LCD is 4, so I'm just gonna multiply this by 2. Or what I do to the bottom, I gotta do to the top, right? And then all of that should equal what? 1 plus 2, I think, is 3/4. Right? So that's just for the x. For the y now, right? same thing. In order for me to subtract, I gotta have the same denominator, right? This has a denominator of 1, so I'm gonna multiply this by 4. But what I do to the bottom, I gotta do to the top, right? So what does this become? This becomes like negative 3 over 4 minus, what's that, 12 over 4? And then just subtract this straight, right? Negative 3 minus 12, what's that? What is it? Negative 15, right? That's it. So negative 15 over 4. And then you already know that's raised to the 2 over 3 power. Let me just rewrite it so this looks a little pretty. So I'm going to have 8x to the 3 over 4 power times y to the negative 15 over 4 power raised to the 2 over 3 power. All right? Now, since everything is simplified on the inside, I'm going to work on the outside, right? I'm going to work on that outside power, the 2 over 3. Everybody, every item inside of the term gets the 2 over 3 power, all right? Individually. So this is going to become what? 8 to the 2 over 3 power times x to the 3 over 4 raised to the 2 over 3 power times y to the negative 15 over 4 raised to the 2 over 3 power, right? Now help me out. Whenever I raise a power to a power, what operation do I do? Multiply, right? So I'm going to multiply that also. And remember, we're going to have this 8 right here, right? I'm going to want to do the cube root of 8 squared. I'm going to multiply these. So when you multiply fractions, you multiply straight across, right? So this is going to become what? X to the 3 times 2 is 6. 4 times 3, I think, is 12. Put a dot here. And this is going to become y to the, I think, negative 30 over 12, something like that. All right. Cube root of 8 is what again? 2, right? It's 2. So I'm going to have 2 to the second times x to the, I think that's the half, maybe. And then y to the, how does this go? Take 3 out of this, and this becomes 4. This becomes negative 10. This becomes 2. This becomes negative 5. So that's it. Negative 5 over 2 power. All right. Again, let's make this a little bit nicer. 2 to the second is 4. X to the half, right? And I have y to the negative 5 over 2. But remember, I can't have negative exponents, right? So that's going to go into the denominator and become positive. So my final answer is 4x to the 1/2 over y to the 5 over 2 power. Like that. Sure. Any questions on that? Let me see if I can hit it one time. Hold on. Yeah, I could. Yeah, that works. You're welcome. So everybody knows how to do this? No? Y'all get this on the test. Y'all gonna do this one right? 40x. Give me an example of what you mean. Like okay, 2x. Add 8? No. Because this is just one term, that's why. Right? This is like a monomial. If I had like 2x plus 3x, right? I would add that together and make 5x. Yeah. like that. Abigail, come here. Any other questions? Go over whatever you want. Might even get lucky and ask a test question. Hmm? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. I have to see that one. Hold on. Do that. So in this particular question right here, we got a right triangle like so. This is 90 degrees. This is B equals 2. This is A. This is B. This is C. This is C equal to square root of 5. And they want cosine of A, cosecant of A, tan of B. All right. So first things first, right? I have to get that third leg. How do I get the other leg right there? I'm looking for A, by the way. What does A equal? What formula do I use? Excellent. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, right? All right, help me out. What's A? I don't know. What's B? 2, very good. Squared, which is equal to C, which is square root 5 squared, right? After that, just do the math on it, right? This becomes A squared plus 4 is equal to 5. Subtract 4 from both sides. You know what you do to one side, you do to the other. A squared is equal to 1, right? Square root, both sides, you get A by itself. A is equal to 1. And that's it. After that, you're going to answer these questions, right? So what's cosine of A? Hmm? So cosine is going to be so ka toa, right? Say what it is? Very good. 2 over square root of 5. But remember, it's illegal for me to have radicals in my denominator, so I got to rationalize the denominator, multiply by square root 5 over square root 5. So final answer, 2 square root 5 over 5. What's cosecant? No. Cosecant. See, no. So square root 5 over what? Over 1? Yeah, that's right. Remember, cosecant is 1 over sine, right? Very good. Because there's one co, no coco. Right? Yeah. So 1 is the opposite, and the hypotenuse is square root 5. So hypotenuse over opposite. Don't worry, I ain't asking you anything that hard. What's tan B? What's tan of B? 2 over 1. Now we're talking. Right? Because we up here, we're using this angle. So opposite over adjacent. All right. Not bad, not bad. Got you. Yeah. So like capital A is like an angle, lowercase a is a leg. All right. Mhm. 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 Like what is it? So cosecant. So cosecant is I'm trying to think if I should write the A. I'm gonna write the A, right? So cosecant is 1 over sine of A, just like that. So whatever sine would be, you put that in the bottom and then it just works the math out, you know? Keep, change, flip. That's it. Yeah. All right. Any other questions? Huh? Huh? Mm-hmm. Like this? Oh, like outside of the square root? Okay. And say it again. Negative equals to 2. Okay. Good question. All right. So what I want to do here, right, is I want to isolate the radical, right? Isolate the radical. So to isolate this radical, I'm going to get rid of this x here. So I'm going to add x over here. But what I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other side of the equation. I'm going to add x over here. So this becomes square root 3x plus 4 is equal to x plus 2. Now, I want to get rid of that square because the square is a problem for me, right? Right. Right. I'm going to raise it to the second power, but what I do to one side, I have to do to the other, right? So the square root and the square will cancel out, leaving back 3x plus 4. And then this one, you just distribute it, right? X plus 2 times x plus 2. Yeah, so x squared plus 4x plus 4. Something like that, right? After that, just solve for x, right? Nothing crazy, just solve for x. I'm gonna subtract 3x from over here. What I do to one side, I do to the other. And then I'm gonna subtract 4 from over here. What I do to one side, I do to the other. So now what do I have? I have 0 is equal to x squared plus x, right? Is that simple, right? And then however you want to answer this, right? Easiest way to find the greatest common factor. This would be x times, I think, x plus 1. And just set both of them equal to 0. X is equal to 0. X plus 1 is equal to 0. I'm going to subtract 1, subtract 1. So I have x is equal to -1. And then after you do that, just check your answer. See if it works, right? So over here, it's going to be my check. So I want to see if the square root of 3 times, let's say 0 first, plus 4. Hold on one second. Minus 0 is equal to 2. Check if that's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I want to see if this is right. Well, 3 times 0 I know is 0, so this is going to become what? Just square root of 4. Is that equal to 2? And indeed, 2 is equal to 2. Let's see the other one, right? Square root of 3 times 1 plus 4 minus 1. Let's see if that is equal to 2. I don't know. 3 times 1 is just 3. So this becomes 3 plus 4 minus 1. And I'm not sure. Does that equal 2? 3 plus 4, what's that? Square root 7 minus 1? Oh, but guess what? That doesn't equal 2, right? Therefore, my only answer here, x is equal to 0. That's it. All right. Box that in so that I know that that's the answer you're chosen. All right. And then that's it. Easy, right? Go ahead. Mhm. 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 Oh, like here? Wait, that's it? Okay. So basically, I would take the root of everything individually, right? So this would be like a to the 6 cube root of that, and b to the 5th cube root of that, right? So this would be a to the 6/3, b to the 5/3, and 6/3 I think is like what, a to the second, and this is just b 5/3. That's it. Yeah. Good question though. Yeah. I to the 173 power. All right. So what I want to do is I want to know what does that equal to, right? So remember that when we dealing with the i's, right? They go in cycles of 4, right? So you have I to the first power, which is just I, right? You have I to the second power, which is what again? Somebody tell me. No, close. What is it? -1, right? Then you have I to the third power, which is -I, and you get that by just doing -1 times I, in case you're wondering. And then I to the fourth is just +1, because that's like what, -1 time, yeah, -1 times -1, or I squared times I squared. Just in case you're wondering how I get those answers, right? Long story short, I want to know what I to the 173 power simplifies to. So the way that we do this is you take 173 and you divide it by 4, right? Let me not do it like that. You divide it by 4, right? So 4 goes into 17, I think 4 times, and then this is 16, and then 1, and then 3, and I think what is 4 going to 13? 2, what's that? 3 times, I think. Gives you a 12 and then a 1, something like that, right? So what that tells me is that I to the 173 power is equal to, let's say, I to the fourth power raised to the 43rd power, right? Times I to the remainder first power, right? Long story short, all of this goes to 1. So my final answer there is just I. And that's how you do it. So you divide whatever power it is, no matter what the number is, right? It could be 2024, right? Divided by 4, and whatever the remainder is, that's your answer. It's going to be one of these. It's going to either be like I to the first, I to the second, I to the third, I to the fourth, and then you just simplify it down to one of these answers: I, -1, -I, or 1. That's it. Sure. Hmm? Huh? Yeah. Triangle? Okay. I do have something else to show you with the triangle, so I don't know if you want me to jump into the lesson with it. Yeah. Okay. So let me show y'all something real quick with this triangle stuff. And then we can start the test. All right. So yesterday I didn't get to finish everything that I wanted to finish. So just to pick up where we left off yesterday. And yeah, this will really help you for the test as well. All right. So using trigonometric functions. In previous examples, we evaluated the sine and cosine in triangles where we knew all three sides, but the real power of right triangle trigonometry emerges when we look at triangles in which we know an angle but do not know all the sides, right? So just a quick recap from yesterday. All right, so given a right triangle, the length of one side and the measure of one acute angle to find the remaining side. So for each side, select a trigonometric function that has the unknown side as either the numerator or the denominator. The known side will in turn be the denominator or the numerator. Write an equation setting the function value of the known angle equal to the ratio of the corresponding sides. All right, and then step 3, using the value of the trigonometric function and the known side length, solve for the missing side length. All right? Oop. So just to recap, I believe we did this one yesterday, right? If we have a right triangle like so, we want to solve for the leg A and C, right? Excuse me. We want to solve for the leg A and C. So the way that we do this, we have our special right triangles, right? That we remember. So we have our, it's 90 degrees. So we have our 30, 60, 90-degree angle triangle, right? And opposite the 30-degree angle is what? No, it's a number. The 30, yeah. What number is that? No. No. This number here, the leg. What number is that? 1, right? And the hypotenuse is 2, and then this side is square root of 3, right? Very good, very good. Now, using the triangle that we have up here, let me see. Up here, this one is 30 degrees here. This is 7, 90 degrees, and we want to know what A and C is, right? How do we find that? Not 180. We do ratios, right? So we pick one side that we want to solve for, right? Let's solve for A, for example, right? And now we know that radical 3 over 1, so side A over side B, is equal to A over 7. It's supposed to be a 7. Does this make sense? How I got this? So I'm using a ratio, right? What I'm saying is, I'm saying that this side over this side is equal to this side over this side, right? How do I know that they're equal? Because they have the same degrees on the inside, right here. Sorry, that was 60 it's supposed to be. They have the same degrees on the inside. They're similar triangles. They are not the same size, but they're the same dimensions, right? 30 and 60 and 90, right? So radical 3 over 1 is equal to A over 7, right? Huh? No pi. No. That's like if you get a question and then they give you an angle, but the angle is weird to switch it back into degrees. Yeah. Mhm. I'm sorry. So now that you got the ratios, right? You cross multiply, right? So 7 times square root of 3 is equal to a times 1. 7 times square root of 3 is equal to a times 1, right? And anything times 1 you already know. So this is 7 square root 3 is equal to a. That's what a is. A is 7 square root 3. Now you have two sides, right? All you have to do is use the Pythagorean theorem to get the third side. Simple, all right? So you already know Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? We said that a was 7 square root 3 squared plus b, which is 7 squared. And I'm telling you that's going to be equal to c squared. Just do the math on that. What's this? Like 49 times 3 plus 49 is equal to c squared. Do the math on it. What's 49 times 3? I don't know. 147. All right. And what's 147 plus 49? All right. So we have 196. Right. So c squared is equal to 196. To get the answer for c, we're gonna square root both of these sides, right? So now I have c is equal to what's the square root of 196? Is it 14? Okay, good. So that's C, 14. And that's it. So your two answers would be this one and this one. Easy, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In this example, it is. All right. So remember, we have two special right triangles, right? We have the 30, 60, 90-degree triangle, where it's 1, 2, radical 3. And we have the 45, 45, where it's 1, 1, square root of 2. That's all you need to memorize. All right. That's it. Yeah. Hmm? The pi is something for your toolbox when you go to Math 30. Adjacent over hypotenuse. Yeah. Opposite. Right. Opposite. Adjacent. Mhm. Yeah. All right. Go ahead. In this situation, yeah, it would be. You know, in this situation, don't bank on that all the time. So Katoa, that's the name of it. Yeah. Hmm? Good. Doesn't matter. Right? You just use a similar triangle and then you get your answer.
So, all right. How do you determine that value of 460 plus?
Cosine is 60. So you look at the similar triangle that you have right there, right? You see where 60 degrees is? So adjacent over hypotenuse. Yeah.
Opposite, three, two,
Yeah, that's the opposite, but it's the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So no, not two. 1/2. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Tell you what, I'll finish what I have to say about this on Monday. I'll just let y'all jump into the test. What I want to get into is like some physics questions, but I'm not asking you a physics question on the test. No, like a physics question. I'm not asking you that on the test, but I do want to talk about it though. You know, so Monday we'll talk about that. You're gonna ask me? So what the eye stuff? Yeah. So okay. You're welcome. All right, so we good? I want to take a minute, or y'all want to just jump into the test? I mean, that's y'all test time though. I mean, but if you want to do another question, go ahead. Opposite the 45 is 1. What else you want to ask? Hold on, what's that? 4/79? Or -7i. Okay. All right. So it's illegal for me to have i's in my denominator, right? Because remember, I is the square root of -1, and I can't have radicals in my denominator. So what I have to do is I have to multiply by the, what is it? No, no. What's it called? Starts with a C. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, that hand signal was good. What is that? It's the opposite or the conjugate, right? So this is going to be 5 minus 3i. But what you do to the bottom, do to the top. Then after that, just FOIL, combine like terms, all that good stuff, you know? So the top becomes, what's that? 4 times 5, 20. 4 times -3i, -12i. -7i times 5, -35i. And then what's that? Positive 21i squared. All divided by, what's this? 25 minus 15i plus 15i minus 9i squared, something like that. Then remember that I squared is like what? -1, I think. So 20 minus 12i minus 35i plus 21 times -1 divided by 25 minus 15i plus 15i minus 9 times -1. Let me just do the math on this. 20 minus 12i minus 35i minus 21 over 25 minus 15i plus 15i plus 9. Combine like terms over here. What do I have? -1 minus, what's that, 47i? All over, I don't even know, 34? Something like that. Simple, right? Hmm? Just remember the FOIL, right? Hmm? Yeah, just remember the FOIL, and then you're good to go, right? Very top, like up here? Yeah. Kept it the same, just FOIL it. Boom, 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 like that. Do that to the top and the bottom. You're good to go. Then combine like terms and boom. Yeah. That's all it is. All right, we ready? Ending this part? Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So let's start it. Put everything away. All right. Y'all can use y'all calculators, pen, pencil. All right. It's probably gonna be the easiest test that y'all took so far. No? Mm. It's a lot of questions, so you can afford to get some wrong. No? All right. Ready? I'll take the question. For that, use it for that too. Yeah. Hold up, forgot this thing take like 19 days to download.